Welcome to the Business Chaser, your quick pour of strategy, clarity, and momentum. We skip the small talk and get straight to the strategy here in these bite-sized episodes. We're here to help you grow smarter, market better, and chase what matters, all in 15 minutes or less. I'm your host, Lauren Najar. Tune in and let's chat.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is your Business Chaser to my episode with Lauren earlier this week. I'm Deanna. I am a money and mindset coach. I specialize in helping people build first-generational wealth. And today I want to talk to you guys about slaying the sacrifice and hustle mentality and how slowing down will actually help you get your financial results faster and quicker. So in the world today, especially the online world, you see a lot of pushing for how do you scale your business? How do you build things faster? How do you get there faster? Everybody wants quick results, quick. And from a mindset perspective, it's damaging. And yes, you can build a very successful business on hyperspeed, and then it explodes. Or you burn out, or you're exhausted. And I've seen this time and time again, especially on Instagram. I follow a lot of high-end accounts, and suddenly they're gone. Like they're just completely absent from the space. Their website's down, their socials are not being posted to, their email list doesn't exist anymore, and they've just checked out because they're so exhausted, because it's not sustainable to scale faster than you're ready. And so when you do the mindset work around your finances to build something that's lasting, that work often is a little bit slower, but it builds a foundation that is so much stronger. And ultimately, most people that are in the online space looking to make more money, earn more money, invest more money, save more money, whatever it is money related, they're doing that because they want more freedom in their life, more flexibility in their life. And that's totally relatable. Don't we all want that? We all want control over our schedule. None of us want to have to beg for time off or say no to our spouse or our kids. Like we want that control and that freedom and flexibility. And we've been sold this lie that scale, get to 5-figure months, 6-figure months. But if it doesn't last, you end up right back in the situation that you were in. And so I've had to, in the last year of the two people stick out to me the best as far as like what we had to do. I worked with a guy who was making more than $12,000 a month, and he came to me just exhausted. And he goes, I never thought I would need to hire a money coach while making $12,000 a month. He goes, but I can't sustain this. I'm ready to literally just quit. And we had to go through a lot of different things. Everybody is unique. There's a handful of problems that apply to most people, but your situation, your family situation, your personal situation kind of changes how a coach is going to advise you. And so in his particular situation, we had to really scale back and say, you can't keep doing what you're doing because you will quit. Like, are you okay with scaling back to, say, $8,000, $9,000 months while you pay attention to this thing, and this thing? Because these things are getting ignored while you're in pursuit of these dollars. And so sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. And so he slowed down his income briefly while he fixed these other things. And a funny thing happened. He was actually able to raise his rates, and he started making more money using less hours of his week, which is ultimately what most of us want to do. And my other example, she was making okay money, not great, but she wasn't saving anything. She wasn't investing anything. She was getting by. She was spending a lot of money doing her hobbies and all the things, but she said, I'm not really building any wealth. And so we uncover kind of what's going on in this mentality. And she's like, well, I'll save more and I'll invest more when I scale and I'm making these huge 5-figure months. And that's kind of the inverse mentality, in that you should be investing and saving first and spending and paying bills and paying debt after. And most people are taught, to get rid of debt as quickly as possible and then invest. And you should be doing both simultaneously, paying off your debt and investing at the same time, depending upon different rates and stuff. And so hustle culture, has really got a lot of people chasing money. And when you do proper money mindset work, you're not going to be chasing money. Money will be actually just kind of falling in your lap, coincidentally. Opportunities start to present themselves. Coincidences start to come up. You no longer feel all the stress around chasing and hustling and sacrifice. And for decades and decades, we've been taught, well, if you want to be successful, you need to work really, really hard, and you need to give up time doing this, and you need to give up this, and you need to focus all your energy here. And honestly, it's been toxic, and it's been such a disservice to so many, especially in the female population. It wasn't a big deal when most females didn't have to work and they could kind of pursue what they wanted when they wanted. But now that we both sexes are kind of having to be in the workforce, what we have to give up to pursue dollars doesn't always look like what the male population has to give up to pursue dollars. And so the hustle culture for women in particular has been physically draining. It's been awful for their health. It's bad for their mental health, and it's just not sustainable. And very rarely is it leading to true wealth. Like, I see people hustle and work hard for years and years and years, and they're not building anything close to what actually resembles real wealth. And so I would ask you, if you've been hustling, if you've been working really, really hard, do you feel like your goals are getting closer to you? Do you feel like your financial portfolio is growing? A lot of times the answer is no. When I intake new clients and they're like, well, I've been doing this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and I don't have any kind of a life, and all I do is work, and I'm still not making any money, and I don't have any wealth, and my portfolio is empty. And I'm like, okay, slow down. Like, slow down. This hard work thing that you're talking about is part of the problem. Like, let's focus on doing one or two things really well in a shorter amount of time, and we'll build from there. And you don't have to keep building. Like, I get pitched probably 3 to 4 times a day in my DMs of people saying, hey, we can help you scale your business. Can you take on 20 clients today? I don't want 20 clients a day. Like, I can help a certain number of clients very effectively in my work week. If I were to take on 20 clients a day, I would be doing all of them a disservice, because you can't, in theory, work with 20 clients effectively in a single day. Like, it's just not going to happen. And so I see this pour over into so many other areas of life. So as I wrap up this business chaser, I kind of want to give you guys just a couple of practical tips regarding money, kind of the slow down to speed up thing. So first, let's talk about, I don't like to use the word budget. I find it restrictive, but I want you to assess where your money's coming in and where it's going. Like, it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes to kind of look at your bank statement. It's pretty easy to see where the deposits have been dropped in, so you know where the money's coming from, whether it's income or dividends or whatever income sources you have. And then you look at what's going out and you just kind of put them into a few categories, whether it's bills or absolute necessities or spending pleasure, recreational, whatever. You choose those categories. If I was working with you, we'd break it down. But you need to know what's coming in and what's going out. And you need to do this for at least the last 30 days. If your spending has been abnormal, maybe you want to go a little farther back, like 90 days, because you need a bird's eye view of how much do I have coming in, how much do I have going out. Most people think they know those numbers, but when they sit down and do the exercise, they're off as far as 25%. They really don't know where a lot of things are going. It allows you to see auto payments you didn't realize you were making. It allows you to see, maybe you've made a lot of extra stops at, say, coffee shops or just kind of stuff like that. Or maybe you've had an income that should have been coming in that suddenly isn't coming in and you didn't notice. So just look at your income, look at your spending. Like, let's figure that out first. Number 2, how many things do you have on auto pay? And are any of the things, you make a list of what you auto pay. Is one of those a savings or high yield investment account? And is one of those a retirement or brokerage account? Because you should be auto paying both of those every single month, even if it's as little as $5. I don't care if you have to start with $5 a week or $5 a month. you should be putting money into something that's earning compounding interest. It stays little for a while, but once it starts up that curve goes really steep really fast. So always make sure that you are paying yourself first, even if it's a little tiny amount. That needs to be on there on your auto payments. If you can auto pay your phone bill, and you can auto pay your Sirius XM subscription, and you can auto pay your Spotify, you can certainly auto pay $15, $20 a month into a high yield savings or into an investment account, or both is better. Number 3, when's the last time you had a heartfelt conversation with your spouse regarding finances? If you're in a relationship, you guys need to be on a cohesive page. Too many people avoid having those conversations because they lead to arguments. And if they do, I want you to ask yourself why. Why are they leading to arguments? And if you don't know, you need to reach out to a coach or mentor. Number 4, allow yourself to spend without feeling guilty. Now, obviously, if you are a credit card swiper who has a shopping addiction, you're going to have some guilt around spending. But a lot of people have budgeted so tightly and they've assigned every dollar a purpose, which can be good, but it can also be incredibly restrictive and actually give you negative feelings around spending money. And money is kind of like a relationship in that if you cling too tightly to it, it wants to run away from you. So allow yourself to spend on some of the things that bring you pleasure. Even if you're in debt, even if you don't have any investment, you still have to have a healthy relationship with spending. Too many people think that building wealth and paying off debt means that I can't spend any money because I don't have any money left to spend because I'm in debt and I haven't saved anything. You have to have it's like a triangle, and you've got to have a healthy relationship with all 3. I help people work through that quite often. And last, look for ways to increase your income. A lot of people, especially in an employee area, never negotiate their salary. They're afraid to ask for a raise. They're afraid to start the side hustle. Increasing your income is one of the easiest ways to take some financial stress off your plate. It's easier said than done, especially if you're already time-strapped. But a lot of times, even if you don't have more time, your wage is negotiable, or you can find a similar company who would offer you a lot more. Staying loyal to a company that underpays you for decades is a disservice if you can find another company that will offer you better benefits and better pay for the exact same thing you're already doing. And so I help people craft those conversations to take to their employers sometimes. I help them figure out ways to negotiate better benefits, better pay, look for companies that will give them an opportunity to do what they already do at a better rate, etc., or refine maybe their side hustle ideas. Hey, this could actually help you turn an extra so many dollars a month. So look for ways to increase your income. And if you don't know of ways, reach out to somebody who is good at making a side income and they can help you out. So those are just kind of the 5 steps of checking in with your finances and kind of seeing where you're at, because you can't change what you're not aware of. And most people that think they're fully aware of what's going on in their bank accounts usually haven't checked in quite a while. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys want help with coaching, you can hop over to Deanna at luckylovelife.com. I have something called the Financial Fix, or you can find me on Instagram, Deanna Success Coach. And I have a link for the Financial Fix in my highlights. And it's just a super affordable way to get your foot in the door with money coaching and see if it's maybe right for you with no pressure. Like, I'm not going to chase you down. People want to work with me or they don't. I don't do any convincing. I don't stalk people. It's on you. If you want coaching, awesome. If you don't, awesome. Whatever. It is what it is. The best coaching in any area of your life is the coaching you seek out and want to do. And so I hope this is helpful for you guys, and I love you. And thank you for tuning in to Lauren's podcast and her Business Chasers. And I encourage you to check out another episode or 2. She's going to have so many great guests on here. Talk to you guys later.
That's your quick hit of clarity and momentum for the week. If it sparked something, share it with a friend or tag us in your stories at Business Over Cocktails and or at Lauren Najar. We love seeing what resonates. Don't forget, Mondays are for full-length episodes with rich conversations, and Fridays are the Business Chaser episodes These are bite-sized insights pulled from our guests to keep you inspired and aligned throughout the week. Do you have a question or a takeaway? DM us at Business Over Cocktails. We just might feature it in a future episode. Cheers!